Hey, welcome back to the Brand Verb. I'm Sebastian Samuel, and this is another episode in our leadership series where we dive into what it really means to lead with clarity, heart, and impact. Today, we're talking about something that might sound soft, but it's actually one of the strongest leadership tools you can develop: empathy. That's right, leading with empathy. This isn't just a nice to have. In the now and beyond, it's essential. Because if you want loyalty, if you want creativity, if you want a team that shows up fully, you need to understand the people behind the work. Let's get into how leading with empathy doesn't just make you a better person. It makes your brand stronger, your culture healthier, and your business smarter. Here's my first myth we need to break. Empathy is not weakness. It's not about being overly emotional or letting everyone do whatever they want. Empathy is about understanding what your team is feeling, what they're experiencing, and how those emotions are impacting their work, their creativity, and their sense of belonging. And the best part, when people feel seen and understood, they show up with more energy, more loyalty, and more innovation. So if you think leading with empathy is soft, you're missing the business advantage. Let's talk about why empathy works on a practical level. When your team feels like they're just cogs in the machine, they clock in, do the bare minimum, and check out. But when they feel understood, they feel invested, they care, they stay. Because now it's not just a job, it's the place they feel connected to. Empathy creates psychological safety. That's a fancy way of saying people aren't scared to speak up. And creativity only happens when people feel safe to try, explore, and take risks. No empathy, no innovation. Okay, let's keep it real. Leading with empathy doesn't mean hosting emotional check-ins every 5 minutes. Here's what it really looks like. Asking, how are you doing? And meaning it. Being flexible when life gets messy for your team. Creating space for different working styles and personalities. Listening before jumping to solve. Holding people accountable with compassion. It's the tone you use. It's the way you deliver feedback. It's your ability to pause and consider someone else's perspective before you react. Okay. Let me tell you a real moment. A while back, someone I worked with, super talented, always reliable, started slipping. Late responses, missed deliverables. I was ready to go into problem-solving mode, but something told me to stop and just ask, hey, what's going on? That one question opened the door. They were dealing with personal stuff, heavy stuff, and felt too scared to bring it up. After we talked, I adjusted the expectations, gave them space. Not only did they bounce back, they came back stronger, more committed, and more loyal. That's the ripple effect of empathetic leadership. It's not about saving people. It's about seeing people. If you're wondering, okay, Sab, this all sounds great, but where do I start? Here are 4 moves you can make right now to lead with empathy. 1. Pause before you react. Slow your response. Ask yourself, what's really going on here? 2. Ask open-ended questions. Try, what support would be helpful right now? Instead of, why didn't you get this done? 3. Create space for feedback without punishment. Make it safe for your team to tell you the truth. 4. Remember, people aren't machines. They're human. Treat them like it. Lead them like it. Let's connect it to branding because, I always bring it back. Your internal culture is your external brand. The way you treat your team, it spills into the way your team treats your clients. It shows in your content. It's felt in your customer experience. Empathy is brand energy, and people can feel it, even through a screen. So if you want your brand to stand for trust, connection, and humanity, you have to lead with those things behind the scenes too. So finally, empathy is one of the most powerful leadership tools you will ever use. It creates loyalty, it sparks creativity, it builds trust, and it makes your brand actually feel human. So here's what I want you to ask yourself. Am I listening or just reacting? Am I creating space or just enforcing structure? Am I leading from connection or just control? If this hits home, share this episode with a leader you respect or someone who's learning to lead. And of course, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next drop in our leadership series. Thanks for hanging out with me today on the Brand Verb. I'll see you next time for more insights to help you level up your brand and yourself. Until then, remember, the strongest leaders lead with empathy, and that's what makes them unforgettable.